Hi and welcome to Priori Digital Studio tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to set up and use your life planner in the most efficient way. In this video, I am using Google Sheets, but the Excel version is exactly the same. First thing, we protect most of the cells where there are formulas to make sure that you don't erase any important formulas that could impact the spreadsheet. So if you see this message, it means you are not supposed to touch it. But don't worry, I will show you step by step how to prepare your spreadsheet. If by mistake you touch a cell with this message, you simply have to click on the X and you will be fine. Moreover, we established a color code to show you which cells can be edited and which one cannot. So basically, you can only edit the cells that have a white background. On another important note, please do not move a cell from one place to another. If you do move a cell, it could generate an issue by messing up the automatization of the spreadsheet. The best way to avoid these errors is to copy and paste your data. So now let's have a look at the Setup tab. In this tab, you will set up all your information needed for the spreadsheet. The first step is to enter your currency symbol. So you simply have to type it in. In my case, I am in dollars, so I simply typed in the dollar sign. Then you will find 5 tables to set up multiple drop-down menus in the spreadsheet. The first one is an emoji table. You will be able to add more emojis by using website like Emojipedia. So to find Emojipedia, you can simply type it in your search bar, and then this website will help you find any kind of emojis. So let's say you want to find a heart, simply write heart, then search it. And then you will have a lot of hearts to choose from. Simply copy and then paste it into the spreadsheet. And that's it. So we have it 2 times, so I will delete it, but you see the drill. Then you will have to fill in the task priority for all your tasks, the task status that are related to an emoji, the category of your tasks, and the person in charge. So you can fill in this information, and if later on you need to add more, you can also add more later. So to fill in these tables, it's really simple. You simply have to type in the information. So let's add another person in charge. Let's say John. That's it. You're all done for these. Now let's take a look at the Goal Tracker tab. In this tab, you will be able to track all your big goals that you want to achieve. You can list all your goals in the table at the top left of the tab. Then in each table below, you will be able to see your global goal or categories auto-populated. So you have up to 10 goals separated in 10 tables. Each table has the possibility to add a goal name, the purpose of this goal, and the challenges associated. And then you will be able to add up to 10 steps to achieve your goals. You can add a due date for each step and tick them when they are achieved. This will define your progress for your global goal. And then you can also add a reward associated with this specific goal. At the top of the page, you have a summary chart of all your goals with their respective percentage. So let's do an example together and let's add some step to achieve my goal in the personal growth goal. So as you can see here, I already added my goal is to read 20 books. My why is to expand my knowledge and gain different perspective. And then my challenge is my busy schedule. Here's a few steps to achieve my goal, like reading, creating a reading list, putting aside dedicated reading time, using audiobooks, etc. So let's enter another steps to help me achieve my goal. So then let's write something like buy a Kindle tablet to help me read in the train, for example. And then the due date will be in July somewhere. Let's put the end of July. Perfect. So this is very simple. As you can see in this tab, you simply have to type in all the information. So now let's have a look at the Calendar tab. The initial step is to choose the desired month and year for visualization. So you simply have to type in the year, so in our case 2024, and then use the drop-down menu to select the month. And then we can also select if you want to start this month on a Sunday or a Monday. So once the setup is complete, you'll be able to view all your tasks, goals, due date, and payment deadlines for the selected month. At the top, there is a chart displaying the number of tasks categorized by status. Then at the top right of each day, you have the number of achieved habits for the day. This number comes from the Habit Tracker tab that I will explain later in this video. If you prefer not to see some categories of tasks on the calendar, like your bills for example, you can easily filter them out by selecting your preferences in the drop-down menu. Same thing, the bills come from the budget tab that I will explain later. So as you can see, when you select something from the drop-down menu, it will remove it from your calendar. If you want to see it appear again, you can simply click on delete, and as you can see, your bills will come back. So on the left side of the calendar, there's a table where you can add specific deadlines, and these deadlines will exclusively appear on the calendar and nowhere else. So this will help you remember all your punctual deadlines. So now let's take a look at the budget tab. So first, enter your budget period with a start date and an end date. If you are in Google Sheets, simply double click on the cell and a small calendar will appear. Then you can select the date. In Excel, you will have to type in the date. As you can see on the left-hand side at the top of the page, you have your summary data of your budget. So you can easily see your starting balance, total income, bills, subscription, expenses, savings, and debts. The only data you have to enter in this table are the starting balance, expected, and the real one. Meaning that when you start to plan for your budget, you can enter an expected starting balance, and once the period starts, you write the real one, the real number you have in your bank account. As a simple reminder, the aim of a budget is to estimate your income and expenses and make sure that you have enough money to pay all for these expenses. If you have money left at the end of the month, good job, you can use it to pay your debts more quickly or put this into your savings. But the most important thing is to keep this concept in mind. So let's go and fill this together. So the first thing that you want to fill in to prepare your budget is the income table. You can enter the category of income and the expected amount. So let's take an example together. Let's write paycheck number 2, Jess. Then let's add another $3,000. The real column is in gray, so it's locked. So you will not have to enter any data and everything will be auto-populated. Then you want to budget your expenses in categories. You can enter your bills, expenses, subscriptions, debts, and savings. You will also be able to think of categories like groceries, skincare, etc. Again, there is a difference between a budget and your real expenses. The budget column is the amount you plan to spend for the month, and the real column is the real amount you spent for each spending categories during that month or during the period. So as you can see, I already entered some data in each categories. So let's enter an example together in the bill section. We live in Canada, so let's simply enter snow removal. We have to remove the snow every single winter, and it's in the form of a bill. So let's say it's the 1st of January, and then it's about $150 per month. So to track your budget, you simply have to type in all the categories, your due date, and the budget in each of the categories. To track your real expenses, you have to scroll down to the transaction tracker. In this table, you have to enter the date, the amount, and then use the drop-down menu to classify your expense in a category previously written in your budget. So let's enter a transaction together. So let's do the same example for the snow removal. Let's say on January 1st. So let's say we paid $200 for the snow removal. We can simply look at the category. We can write snow and it's there. So as you can see here, the category is automated as a bill, and then we could write a note if we wanted to. So let's write something like extra $50 since we budgeted $150. So as you can see here, I entered a lot of example to show you how the transaction tracker works. So now let's scroll up and see what happened with our snow removal. So as you can see here, we entered snow removal, the date, the budget was $150, and in my real column, the $200 is auto-populated. So now that we entered an example for an expense, don't forget also to enter your income in the transaction tracker. So let's scroll down and then let's enter a date for the income. So finally, for the income, we had $2,500. Let's use the drop down menu to select the income. So it was paycheck number 2. And then as you can see, the category is auto-populated. So let's scroll up and see what happened. As you can see here, everything is entered and we can see the $2,500 in the real column. Once your full budget and transaction tracker is filled in, you will see in the green table all the categories in order from the highest to the smallest. Below, you will also know on which day of the month or the period you spend the most money. Then, if you scroll up at the top, you will see all the graphs showing your financial performance of the month or the period. So now let's take a look at the Savings Tracker tab. This tab will help you set money aside to reach your goals. To set up your savings tracker, you just have to list your goals. You can list up to 15 saving goals in this tab. So first, give your money saving goal a name, then write the amount of money needed to reach that goal, the amount you aim to put aside each month toward that goal, and the amount of money you already have aside for that specific goal. It could be also 0 if you never put money aside for that goal. The rest of this table is in gray, which means that the cells are auto-populated and you do not need to enter any data. So let's take an example together. Let's say my next goal is to buy a dog. I simply can type in this goal. Then my dog will cost about $2,000. So simply type in the number. My monthly goal will be to save up $100 per month. And then my start amount is 0. I never put any money aside for this goal. So if we scroll down a little bit, we will see that our new goal appeared here, and we will have all the data as long as we start inputting some information. So in the contribution tracker on the left-hand side, you have to track the amount you put aside and assign it to a specific goal. If you are in Google Sheet, you can simply double-click on the date to pick a date from the calendar. If you are on Excel, you will have to type in the dates. So let's select a date in May. Then use the drop-down menu to pick a goal. So let's say buy a dog. And then finally write the amount that you just put aside. In my case, let's say that I had a little bit of extra money and I put $250 toward that goal. So as time goes by, you will see your progress increase. And you can easily see how many months are left until you reach your goal and the date your goal should be achieved. So now let's have a look at the Habit Tracker tab. First thing, you have to set up the year and the month that you want to track. So simply type in the year and use the drop-down menu to select the month. Then you can scroll down and start entering your daily habits and the time that you want to realize these habits during the month. So this is definitely your goal. So let's enter an example and let's write go to the gym. So let's say we want to go 15 times this month. So simply type in 15. So as you can see, all the rest of the sheet is automated and the chart auto-populates. So let's take an example. Let's take some boxes and as you can see, the chart will change and the bar chart, the progression will also change. You also have on the right side your top 10 daily habits sorted by progression. Then you can scroll down and set up your weekly habits just like we just did. So let's type in something like play with the kids. So let's say we want to do that 3 times a month. So simply type in 3. So as you can see, again, the rest of the spreadsheet is auto-populated and the chart will also move. So just like the daily habits, you have on the right side of the weekly habits your progress and the top 3 weekly habits. So as you can see here, we have two tabs for the habit tracker, meaning that while you finish entering your data in the tracker one, you can already set up your habits and goals for the second month without having to delete everything in the tracker one. So now let's have a look at the to-do list tab, which offers a user-friendly interface to track your tasks. You simply need to input your task and associated data such as status, due dates, priority, categories, and who's in charge using the drop-down menu. So once you have a task completed, you can mark it by checking the checkbox on the left side of the table. And as you can see, the task will be strike through. At the top of the tab, you will find a task statistics presented through two pie charts, one sorting tasks by status and the other illustrating distribution by person in charge. So let's take an example together and let's write something like clean my room. So the status is in progress. The due date was today. So as you can see, today's date is highlighted in green. The priority is high. And then this is a house task. And this will be done by Jessica. And once this is done, I can simply take the checkbox. And as you can see, it's going to be strike through. So now let's take a look at the weight tracker tab. This tab will help you track your weight and to help you raise awareness about your eating habits, physical activity levels, and your lifestyle choices. This tab is totally optional, but if gaining weight or losing weight is one of your objectives, this tab can be very useful. So simply add the start date, then write the name of the participant as well as their height. So let's take an example together. Let's type in Jessica. And then let's say that Jessica is 5 feet 5. Then we can simply scroll down and on the table below, track your weight over time. You will see your progress in the graph above, and you can also see where you stand in terms of BMI. BMI or body mass index is a numerical measure that uses your weight and your height to estimate whether your body weight falls within a healthy range. The objective is to stay in the green zone, which is the normal healthy range. This is just a calculation, so if you are a very athletic person with a lot of muscle, or if you have a light bone structure, you might fall in the overweight or underweight category and still be healthy. This graph is only there to give you an approximation and raise awareness. So let's enter a few examples to show how the graph moves. So let's enter some weight for Jessica. So let's say Jessica is in the weight gain. She's training hard. And let's say her start weight was 120. And then she's taking on mass. So 125. And then 127. And then let's say 140. Let's be intense, just as example purposes. So let's scroll up and see the graph. And we will see Jessica's curve increasing and also see Jessica's body mass index. She's still in the normal range. On an important note, this tab is available both in imperial units as well as in metric units. So now let's take a look at the meal setup tab. In this tab, you will be able to set up everything concerning the meal planner tab as well as the grocery list tab. In this tab, you will find 3 tables. The first one is to define your ingredients categories. The second one is to define the units of your ingredients, like grams, cups, or units. And the last one is to define all your meals. You can define them depending on if they are for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snacks. So let's take an example together. So let's add some more units. So let's add bag. For example, a bag of spinach or something like this. So you simply have to type in everything in either of those tables. So now let's take a look at the meal planner tab. In this tab, you will be able to define all your meals for the week, as well as the shopping list associated for each day. So the first thing is to define the start date of the week. This date will automatically populate from the first day of the week, and the day will be updated. After that, you simply have to select the meal previously defined in the Setup tab using the drop-down menu. So let's take an example together and enter a meal for Sunday. So let's simply use the drop down menu and select our meal. So let's say that we want to eat for breakfast some spinach quiche. So you simply find your meal within the drop down menu and click on it. Perfect. You do the same thing for each of the meal of your day. Then let's scroll down and go to the shopping list. So as you can see here, it seems like we do not have any spinach and I don't have any in my fridge. So I will simply type in spinach and then the quantity will be 1. And then let's use the unit that we just created, which was a bag, 1 bag of spinach. Good. So you basically do the same thing for every single day of the week. So now let's take a look at the grocery list tab. In this tab, you will be able to visualize your grocery list for the week. So you have 3 tables in this tab. The first one allows you to associate a category to your ingredients. So for example, apple fruits, bell pepper vegetables, you see the drill. Also for the category table, the left-hand side of the table, as you can see, is in gray, meaning that this is automated. However, the drop-down menu is manual. As soon as you add one more item, the item and the category will be offset. So do it at the end. And if you want to basically have a brand new grocery list every single week, you can simply delete everything. And as you can see, you will be able to start fresh for the next week. The second table allows you to add additional items to your grocery lists. Let's say that you have other things that you want to buy at the grocery store or at the shop that was not in your grocery list in the meal planner. You can simply add it here. So you simply have to type in what you need, type in the quantity, use the drop-down menu to select the unit, and then you can select a category. And the third table is your grocery list that you can tick items when they are in your cart, for example. So as you can see here, as soon as you tick something, it becomes highlighted in green and it's a strike through. So everything is classified within categories and also in alphabetical order based on the category. Then if we scroll down a little bit, you will see that some items are highlighted in yellow. It means that you have them both on your list. We see here why it is the case. So we have some rice that are in kilograms and some rice in grams. So if you want to have only one line with rice, make sure that you write the same unit in the meal planner every time that you enter some ingredients. So now let's have a look at the dashboard. So as you can see here, it's basically a summary of all your tabs. So you have all today's meal, and then right below you have today's deadline with a list of all your deadline and a pie chart. Then you have a summary of your budget, so you can see all your income, debt payments, expense, and savings, as well as a pie chart of where your money goes. Right below this, you have a summary of your habits. And then if we scroll up a little bit, you have your goals. So all your goals are listed with your global progression and the progression for each of your goals. Then if we scroll down, you have your to-do list summary with your overall task completed. So as you can see here, we have 15 tasks over 354 that are completed, as well as a distribution of all your tasks. So that's it. I hope this tutorial helps you easily set up your spreadsheet. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concern. Follow Priori Digital Studio on YouTube for sneak peeks on our new templates.